music friends, welcome back to another video about grade 8 music theory composition. Today's video is very unique and fun. We talk about new format for question 2 of piano composition in 2017 grade 8 theory exam. Requires you to use fretting technique of imitation with mirror effect between the right and left hands, and all the phrases are short and fragmented throughout the entire piece. This is something new and never happened before in the past year papers. Now I share how to see there is an imitation with mirror effect. If you look at the left hand's accompaniment in first line, you can see that these two phrases have same sequence of crotchet notes and rests. So this is a hint that in right hand part can have similar pattern, and we need to construct the phrases with similar structure. Let's get started and see how we can handle this with step-by-step guidance. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. As you can see in this opening phrase, it starts with D, F, and A. This is D, F, and A. When it starts with a D, F, A chord, apparently this is the D minor key, and also because there is a C sharp here. So this is D minor in the beginning, and very soon you can see there is a 5-1 cadence, which means this cadence ends the phrase and the D minor. So starting from here, it goes to F major, and after this you don't see any other accidentals or keys initial. So in terms of modulation, this is pretty straightforward. It starts with D minor and then modulate to F major and all the way to the end. It ends with the F major chord. This is chord 1, F, A, C. Because in between we don't see any other accidentals. Okay, let's look at the phrase structure. You can see this is rest, rest, crotchet, crotchet, and then rest, rest. So over here there is a mirror. Okay, imitate the rhythm from here. So you can see that you need to have a imitation in right hand part also. So right hand you start with this, and over here and bar next to bar you need to have the same structure like the first phrase over here. So let's fill in the chords now. So over here there's a C. At the end of this phrase we need to have a cadence. So over here you can use chord 5 to 1. In the next phrase there is a A and F. So if this is a A and F, you can use F major, chord 1, F, A, C, which means this is a first inversion chord. Then after that you have a D and F, D, F, D. So apparently this is a chord 6, D, F, A, and the C is just a passing note. Over here you need to have another cadence again. So over here I can suggest 4, because chord 4 has a D, B, D, F. This is a D, and then here it has a 5 imperfect cadence, C, E, G, because the note here is a G, E. Okay, let's continue the next line. Next line you can use F, A, C here. Chord 1, F, A, C, and then this is C, E, G. Chord 5, C, E, G, and here chord 1, F, A, C. Okay, next phrase there's a G at the base. So over here you can put chord 2, G, B, D, and chord 2 can go to chord 5 to form an imperfect cadence, which is a C, E, G. And then last line, we can put G, B, D, because this is a G, B, and D. They give you the chords. So this one also the same chord, G, B, D. And at the end, you end with chord 1. So the chord that goes to chord 1 is 5, which is a C, E, G. C, E, G, and F, A, C, 5, 1 can form a perfect cadence. Okay, so now after you have written down all the chord progressions and cadences, we can start to fill in the notes. Okay, and I'll teach you how to do the imitation and melody writing with the mirror effect. Okay, and as you can see, the left hand has the same pattern. So right hand also repeat the same pattern. This whole phrase and the rhythm pattern must be repeated over here. So here it start with triplets. So over here I also do the same thing. I can choose, this is a D, F, A. I will choose to start with chord 5. Because this phrase actually end here already. So the triplets note here will not, you will have to borrow from the chords, the next chord. We don't borrow from a D, F, A. Okay, so these three notes, these triplets, we start with triplets and borrow from a C, E, G. So over here, this phrase that start with triplets, I imitate here. I will start with C. C, B, A, G. So the main note is C and G. Because this is a new start of the phrase, so your notes, this upbeat rhythm should borrow from here. Okay, we do not borrow the chords from the previous phrase. This phrase is already has already ended, so we don't borrow. We don't choose the note from D, F, A. We choose the chord from C, E, G because this belongs to the new phrase. So I choose C, B, A, G. The main notes are C and G. Then I will copy the rhythm, triplets, and a crotchet. And it followed by a crotchet rest. And the next one, 5 to 1, we need to have the leading note, which is a E, must go to F, lead home. So I choose C, E, G, the chords. Okay, borrow from here, C, E, G. I use full chords, and then D, F, A. I purposely put the E and F at the top right hand part because this gives you a good sense of ending. Leading note go to tonic. You will sound like going home. The melody is going home. So since it's already home, we don't extend it anymore, and I end it with rest. So from here, you can see that this entire phrase is an imitation of the first phrase. Okay, imitate the first phrase. Now let's go to the next line. Next line, here they already did for you. C, you start with C, which belongs to this chord, F, A, C. Okay, C, A, G, I lead it to F. Because F belongs to the chord F, A, C, and after that I continue with the rest because of this pattern. Okay, crotchet, rest, and triplets. And left hand, you can see they want you to continue with rest, crotchet, and rest. So we have to continue using the same pattern throughout. For right hand also, this pattern must be used throughout the entire line. Okay, so I have crotchet, rest. Now I need to have a triplets. It should follow by a triplets. Triplets, I start with A, F. I choose to start with A and F. Now between F and D, I put E as a passing note. Okay, so this triplet is here. Next bar, I have a B, D, F. So over here, I choose to have F, E, F. The reason why I choose F because F can go to leading note E. This is an imperfect cadence. For the rules of imperfect cadence, the tonic, which is the first note of the key, must go to leading note, which is the seventh of the key. So here I end with triplets again because I imitate the rhythm. Let's do the left hand now. Left hand pattern, it has to be a crotchet rest, followed by note, crotchet, and rest. So left hand, I choose rest, and then D and F, and then followed by a rest. Okay, next bar also the same, rest, The crotchet, I choose B and D, and then followed by a rest. Okay, last bar, C, E, G. Again, I choose rest and C and G. Crotchet and then rest. So you can see the pattern keep repeating themselves over here. Okay, so the right hand, the same pattern keep repeating. That's a unique part about this question. Okay, for the next line, you need to have another imitation of rhythm again. So the pattern will be triplets, crotchet, rest, crotchet, crotchet, rest. So this is entire phrase that you need to repeat over here. Okay, copy and paste the rhythmic patterns over here in these two bars. Now let's take a look. Okay, so this is 5-1 already end. This phrase end with 5-1 already perfect cadence. So over here I need to have a triplet that borrow from chord G, B, D. Okay, so I will borrow D, E, D, D. This time I don't want to choose two different notes. I repeat D. So when I repeat D and D, you can add an auxiliary note as a decoration. So D, E, D, D. Okay. Then after that, rest, followed by GBD, chord. Because over here it also has two chords. So I borrow GBD from the chord and followed by C, E, G. And then followed by a rest. Okay, for the left hand note, you need to follow the rhythmic pattern like this. Rest, crochet, crochet, then crochet, rest, rest. So over here, I also do the same thing. Rest, crochet, crochet. I put B, and then crochet, another crochet, rest, rest. Okay, so this is the imitation from a previous phrase here. Okay, let's continue the last line. For the last line, it's start with a triplets again and then crochet. So I will follow the same thing again. Triplet, crochet, keep doing the triplet and crochet. Since it's GBD, I start with a B. The B come from the chords. Okay, so B, and then I skip to a G. So between B and G, I put A as a passing note. So from here, I have a triplet and followed by crochet, which is this one. Repeat the G and followed by a crochet because I imitate. So this is the pattern that you need to keep on coming back in the next two bars. Okay, let's continue. B, A, G, G, and then over here I start with D. When you start a new phrase, you can have some gap in between. It doesn't matter. But within the same phrase, I prefer to let the melody flow smoothly. So after D, I choose to have a B. So in between the D and B, I can add C as a passing note. D, C, B. So this is a triplet. Next bar, I start with a C because C is the nearest note. And then a rest. Over here is 5-1. This is a perfect cadence. Perfect cadence. So you need to lead the leading note, which is the E, to go home. F is the home. They already write down the F for you. So you just need to put the leading note here, C and E, 7-1, okay, to go home. And in left hand, you need to repeat this pattern, rest, crochet, rest. So over here, you also put rest and then crochet, C, E, G, rest, crotchet, and then rest. Okay, so I think that's all about this piece. Let's listen to this, how it sounds like on the piano. Okay, so this piece is already completed. Okay, let's listen to it. Okay, so this is how it sounds like. Thank you for watching. If you like my video and you think it's very useful, you can subscribe, and for full collection of music theory exam and some tips about composer, classical composer, and the piano tutorial. Thank you for watching. I see you